My husband decided that he wanted just to see if he could make the system work, and after the first batch we tried it and drank about half of it and was like, okay, this is cool. We loved it, and so he just kept doing it, and then along with that he was buying all those pinball machines, collecting all those, and at some point it was kind of we'd go around to breweries and so forth, and kind of got the idea kind of snuck into our head. I have a business background. It's actually where I went to school for, and I was teaching at the time. I was like, well, I always did want to try and start my own business, and here we are. I don't approach things, I guess, with a mindset or with any kind of like, well, I'm female and they're male, or have never really thought about it that way. I mean, I've definitely been intimidated, but not because I think it's predominantly male, but just because I'm new to a lot of things, and then I just am, not sure of myself. But I don't think that's because they're male and I'm female. Other females that are and the other women in the industry are all very supportive and helpful, but so is everybody. And that might be part of it too, is that within the craft beer industry, everybody's just very, very friendly and helpful. There's very few people that kind of blow you off or have an ego or arrogant, and so maybe that's part of it too, is that regardless of male or female, I've just come across very friendly, supportive, helpful people. I've never had any, kind of like before, there's never been any situation where I predominantly felt like, I think if I was more of a brewer, if I was less of the business and more of the brewing side, I think I would have felt that more. I think they would have said, oh, you're a female, can you brew? It's kind of a man thing. I would feel like I was more on that side. On the business side, not so much, because there are so many successful business, and I obviously know it better. But I can't particularly think of any situations where I felt like, oh, well, you're a female, you must not know what you're doing, or I think I took it more as I'm new to what I'm doing, and so I was a little put off, but not so much because I was female. Short-term, everyday basis, it's just continuing to provide a great place for people to come and hang out and just enjoy. Like, one of my favorite things is when I hear people at the skee-ball machine screaming and yelling because they're having such a good time. So providing that community spot for people to come and hang out. We do, fundraisers and so forth for local businesses and so forth, and just being a positive part of the community. For more of a personal, I guess, just continuing to learn and enjoy, sit back and try and enjoy it. Since we're doing it, it's fun, and just keep it open, really. We'll see where we go. We hope to open another one at some point and keep this kind of going, but right now we're at a point where it's like, let's just continue focusing on getting people in here. I would think they're probably more intimidated entering from a brewing perspective, to be the brewer. I also think that there's less, and I think part of that, also the other side of that is not as many women like beer. Not to say that there aren't plenty that do, but I think in general women tend to find different drinks that they like more. So that may be part of it too, is that there's just not as much of an interest. I know there's not a lot of women in the industry here in Colorado or in general, so just continuing to do what I'm doing and being, not that, I already feel successful in the fact that we've made it 2 years and we've done what we've done, so that's a huge success in and of itself, but just continuing to do so, and then be there if anyone ever is interested or wants to. Like, I'm teaching at Regis class, there's only 3 females out of 24 students, if that says anything. And that's, so just maybe inspiring them in that process of, yes, go with it, don't be too intimidated by it, just there's a lot of great things in that. And just being that silent, if you will, a silent leader. That's kind of how I am by action versus by words. So just continuing to do what I'm doing.